It's the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you into Paycor Stadium on the riverfront here in Cincinnati. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's get set.
Here's a quick throw caught by Higgins. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup.
You look at this Steeler defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
On 1, ready?
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
11 mighty. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. 12.
Here's Burr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. A tackle made by Boye Mafe.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Throwing is McCarthy. That's caught. It's a rookie from Alabama. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
He sets to fire deep. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now McCarthy. They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 60 yards from the 2. Here's 1st and goal. Dowdle is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Bengals nothing. First Boswell to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Here we go. Right, 80. 11, 11. 11, MT, take. 11,
Burr will throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The Bengals still looking for that first win, 0-6 to start the year. And whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
Well, you know what they often say, winning breeds winning, but unfortunately, the flip side of that can be true as well because this is a club in desperate need of a spark out of somewhere. A big play on offense, turnover, takeaway on defense, something to get them pointed in the right direction. They need it quickly.
Here we go. Wide 80, 12, 12. Dot.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You look at this Steeler defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And how about that last play? Did you see how quickly they got to the ball? Caused a loss of yardage? Yeah, that play shows exactly why their ranking is justified.
And now they're just hoping to see more of that.
Dot. 11, 11, 11. Dot.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good game.
Makes it 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Gun, gun. Dot. 11, M. Right, 80. 11, mighty. 11, mighty. Dot.
Burrow looking to pass. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Burr. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
1st down and goal to go.
On 1, ready? Here we go, here we go. Dot.
Now it's Burrow. This will be caught at about the 5. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
82. A gain of
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
At the 2-yard line.
Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they come up now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
To the air again, Burr toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3.
Let's get set. 11, Thomas. 180. He's hot. They're hot.
3rd and goal. Burr. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we are tied at 7.
McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win. But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
McCarthy off the play fake. That's complete. Bernard. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So they'll cover now with a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Here's McCarthy. And a completion to Wilson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield, almost struggling to find answers.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. That's complete to his tight end flyer move. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he will call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
To the air with McCarthy. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now.
But he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
A running play. It's Dowdle. Looking for the seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Now a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw McCarthy. A short one there to Fryermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. That is incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
McCarthy going to throw again. That went out wide and intercepted. Daxton Hill puts it off. And the Bengals are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Here we go.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack. and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, can.
Now Burrow. To the sideline and incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
On point, ready?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
11, 180. Right up. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. Dot.
They'll try and throw for it here. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Now a 2nd and 6.
Here we go, set. Crap 80.
Back to throw. McCarthy. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. McCarthy. That is caught. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf. 32 yards. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find.
Here's a diving catch right side. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Gun.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 16 more on that one and another first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Here we go. Right 80.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Here we go.
And Burrow going to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He's got the first down and more. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The Bengals field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half.
21, Bengals 10. Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
So tied for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Throwing is McCarthy. Now he's going to step up and run. He's got his tight end Fryermuth right side. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down.
First down, Steelers.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. But he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 23. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Again, he'll drop to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
35-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
It's good set. 180. Plays hot. Hot.
Burrow looking to pass. This one caught downfield by Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's good for a Bengals first
11,
down.
12,
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now it's Burrow. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
Burrow will throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. That was short one to Gesicki. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Completion was given up, and that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here we go. 11, 11, 11. 180. 12, 12, 12. Stop. Stop.
Again, it's Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
11, Tommy. 11, Mighty. 11, Mighty. 11, MT, take. 11, MT.
Burrow going for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game.
Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Completes it to Davis. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, particularly running.
And now the rookie's free. And he will finally be taken down, but how about that play? It's a big one on the final act in the third quarter.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Warren looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
Call it no gain, and it's going to be second and goal.
They run here with Dowdle.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
No Dowdle. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.